Yeah.
do it. Good, good. Is it going now?
Yep.
All right. Okay, starting right from where I started with, kind of between the X and the Y, I got thumb, index, middle, and a third, second, and first string. Thumb, index, middle. I'll just do it. Then middle, index, thumb. So forward. It's a good way to loosen up. You don't even have to be playing any chords. Trying to make every note count. Backwards, middle, index, thumb. Thumb, index, middle. It's in, mitt. Another trick of it is too is not your fingers won't stumble up on top of each other if they're all ganged up. You want to try to extend your thumb ahead, and then by doing that, you take the fingers out of the same plane with each other. If they're in the same, wind up going to the same place, they're going to wind up, interfering with each other, hitting hits. Hitting each other, not hitting the string properly because a finger's in the way. So that's something to think about, that they all have their own little plane to work in. Another good thing to do is, if you have, just like what you have, a little bit of an arc there between where this part of your arm goes on the chin rest there, if you have one, or a chin rest, an arm rest. Think about the fiddle. And then it's a bit of a kind of a fulcrum thing between here and the pinky and the ring setting on there. So between here and here, it's kind of an arc there, isn't it? You can kind of see it here.
Yeah.
And then these fingers kind of dangle down above it freely. So if the wrist was straight like this and the fingers like this, listen to the sound. Because so much of my hand is on the hat. Now listen to the difference. So all those little, things contribute to your sound, your tonality. You might want to, in some cases, take the fat part of your hand and put it right on the bridge to dampen it up. That's an effect too, to dampen the strings, that you don't want to be so loud if you're singing a song and you want that. So continue on the rolls. We got the forward, backward, forward, backward. This is this first three strings. Okay, then we're going to do the forward, backward with it all, well, coming up to the fifth string. Go out and get a sandwich or, get a couple cups. It's a good thing to have that rhythm going though. So on top of that, Jeremy, I'm going to just go with the alternating thumb thing. So you start with a thumb, index, middle, thumb, middle, index, thumb on the fourth string, and start it back up again. Turns into that. That's going to be like probably the most working bluegrass rhythm you're going to use. Because we're using all the strings. So after a while you get that going. So just having those 3 or 4 things will get you going on the bluegrass banjo. Do it with me now. Thumb index middle. 2, 3 thumb. Try doing is figuring out how do you want to accent it. You want to accent the front end, the second one, the third. So all those little accents are they're gonna fall into the categories of the tunes you're gonna play. You know what I mean? In other words, different time, you know, meters and songs are gonna ask for those different kinds of accents. You'll figure out as you go. So we'll go continue and we'll just do the thumb, index, middle, and then middle, index, thumb. So up and down. That's what you're going to do. Very good, and then let's go up to the 5th and down. Keep it slow at first, and then we're gonna go. So thumb, index, middle, index, alternate, back up. Right. I'm hearing something kind of like this down there.
Yeah.
Because what I'm seeing is a little bit too much movement of your hand. Try to make the movement be in your fingers only.
Okay.
And then what's going to happen is you're going to have a lot less of that noisy stuff and shifting sounds. You want to try to get a solid hit. You know, not like what I just heard you heard there. So after a while, and what we need to do to achieve that is to have as much of a 90-degree hit on the. If it comes off like that, or like that, or if the hand is moving more than the fingers, you're gonna have these fluffy kind of sounds that you probably don't want in the music, unless you're shooting for something like that. Getting a rhythm thing in there, using the drum.
Yeah,
I've done that too. So, that's a good basis for you to get into that. Tony Trishka has some other stuff online you want to check out. He gives a couple free lessons on there that he taught. You know, then he gets people going out and getting to his website through that.
Yeah, I've seen some of his YouTube videos.
Yeah, pretty good. He's from Syracuse originally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not sure if I knew that.
I know him a little bit. All right, so what are you doing? Any particular tunes on the banjo right now?
I do a
I'll hit
version
this.
of Wild.
I'm going to start this up again here, and I'm going to give you some tunes. Starting on the 2nd fret with the 1st string, sliding up from the 2nd to the 5th. start on the first string, going to the second, front and fifth, slide up, open, open B. Now we do a kind of a forward roll starting the fifth string on the C chord, pinch, then we slide up on the third string, thumb, second to the fourth, back down, hammer on the fourth, second fret. First part again. Slide on the third string with the second finger on the second fret. Back down. Hammer on the fourth to the second fret. Back off. G. Pinch. That's the first part. And the second part is very simple. Second to fourth fret, back down, first string, second fret, third string, slide up to second to fourth. Same ending as the first ending. As you know, a lot of those fiddle tunes are like that. They make a statement, then you have an ending. Then you do that again. Binary, 2 A's, 2 B's. Do that ending. Then the second part comes along, and you do a second part. And 9 times out of 10, the ending on the second part is identical to the ending in the first part. It's a very simple example of it is this tune. That's a statement. Here's the answer. Question again. Answer. Closing out the first parts. That's the first statement in the second part. Same ending as the first part. Same ending. Same ending again. Now, I think it's freaking amazing that, you know, you can hear that music, and if you never broke it down like I just did, not having a musically trained ear, you wouldn't be able to figure that out. Because the music's going along, okay, there might be some similarity, but until you break it down, you wouldn't figure that out. That is so simple.
Yeah.
That's Cripple Creek. I'm going to play it as slow as I possibly can with all those elements I just showed you. So there's that. Here's old Joe Clark, very similar thing. Stop him. Second part. about these tunes is you figure out a lot of stuff between the first and the fifth fret, right? Mm-hmm. Now, as you know, on the guitar, you've got up the fingerboard on the guitar that after the fifth, there's an inversion thing. Everything turns different, obviously, but you know, there's different chords to play in the same melodies up the neck. But where you have the two dots together, the 12th fret, it's the same shooting match starting all over again. Mm-hmm. So if I did that last tune the first tune I did. Gives you an idea that you can take everything there and just start it all over again up here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So there's some junk you could do in G.
Yeah.
Now I can give you an idea of what you can do in C. It's just take that D down to a C. Do that with me. Now this is kind of a variation of a C tuning. The nice thing about that C is you get that C there, and you get a bottom C here. For example, if I was going to do Home Sweet Home, 3rd fret, 7th fret, 5th fret, 3rd fret, C chord, 5th fret, 3rd fret, 2nd fret, all in the first two strings, open. 5th fret, 10th fret. Back to the C position, 8 and 9, 6 and 7, 5, 3, C, 5, across, 3, 2 across, open, C, 3, 5, 5, 5, 5, 10, 8 and 9, 6 and 7, 5 across, 3 across, C, 5 across, 3, 2, 3, open. Now here's the whole shooting match with some rolls. Shooting match up to the 12th fret. Same fingering. So that's C. Now I'm going to continue up. bring your D back in, and give you an idea of something else you can do, and that is, in your position now, just take your fifth string and tune it up to this note, up to A. Tighten it up. Good, it made it. Why do you think I did that?
So you can play in
D. And that's playing with just two fingers down, like that.
Yeah.
Try that with me.
Yeah.
Feast here tonight is what this is. So it's all out of that. The D. Which is kind of cool because it's got different voicing with that high A in there. So you got that bottom D with your rolls and all that kind of stuff. It's just a so how shall I say? It's a different voicing. It's a variation from the old G. Because the G will dog you. It's a good thing. But that's why banjo players put this on there. That's why they put the capo on. That's why they put the C down. To get a different sound so that you're not banging on a G chord all night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
okay. But we got to find a little variations.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then with that, it also frees you up. If you put a capo on the second fret there, say, you'd be good to go with that, and be able to play tunes in the key of A, you know, or D, you know. There it is. Nice. Yeah, you're going to try to figure out some of those endings and stuff like that. Hey, there we go. Go, man. Get down in there. Get down in that red zone and punch one over. Oh, boy. It's coming back. What's going on? Boy, that first half, they were getting hammered with their own penalties. Offside. something happened. Yeah, so we used to do Rocky Top in this key, so. It's a big thing in bluegrass. It's a Foggy Mountain breakdown, right? Probably the most overused cliche banjo riff in the world.
Yeah.
But you know what? It works getting your toe tapping. Here's another one. That riff right there is everywhere. You know? So you slide. Yeah.
So you started playing banjo when you were 13, you said?
Yeah. 13 years. I mean, 13 years old, yeah. Yeah, I played a little guitar before that because the brother had one of those. I played his guitar when he was out of the room. But I was already playing a tambourine and harmonica and the drum before I got into the banjo. But there was something about that tune I heard, that Foggy Mountain Breakdown, I heard that, and I thought, man, you know, I was at this drive-in theater up in Clayton with my mom and dad. And this came on. So as soon as I heard that, I thought, man, you know, I want to do that. You know, it came out of that little speaker you hang in the window.
Yeah.
It was probably about that size,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's like, I was off to the races, and I said to my mom and dad, I said, I've told a lot of people this. I said, I know there is no Santa Claus. Get me a banjo for Christmas, okay? So my brother John, I found out years later that he and my dad went down into the 19th Ward in my mom's old neighborhood there and found a hunk of junk banjo for like 25 bucks.
Yeah.
And you know, the action was like about up here, you know, so I could play like to here, you know. And I learned simple little tunes. You know, I taught myself basically, you know, and then I started to, you know, I went down to Stutzman's, and you know, the next banjo I got was I traded it in for a Stuart McDonald kit banjo, which is back in the 70s and the 60s they used to have these kit banjos.
Stutzman's has been around since the 70s?
60s probably.
Really?
His dad had a store down on J Street that he was just open on Saturdays. Yeah, his dad's name was Eldon. You'll see a picture of him and his dad inside the store somewhere, I bet. He was an FBI guy. His dad was. Then he retired from that and went into insurance. But then, you know, he was an avid guitar repair guy. He didn't make any guitars, but he was setting up Martin Guitars, the old man there, Eldon. And
Do you mind if I record it?
no problem. Yeah, you'd be welcome to. upper edge. There's a leak in there somewhere between the lips of the reeds. That's why you can't get that. It's there now, but it cuts down the low too easy. So a lot of the times it's you take these. You can see they're kind of different from yours in that they're longer. You know,
Yeah.
and you're not supposed to touch these with your tongue, but you can kind of close them in and out with your fingers.
Are they bamboo?
Huh?
Are they bamboo?
No, it's cane reed, and it's he doesn't like it. It's the Latin word for him is arundo donax, but it's cane reed.
Huh.
You know, it comes from the rushes.
Yeah.
So might go up to the higher registries or yeah. So that crayon I was talking about is this sound. So you get the bottom note, this note, this note, this note, then this note again.
Yeah, it's not quite what I do, but it's very similar. Yeah. It's the same rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the E one is the same thing. Just pushing more. It's the same as. It's just pushing more here.
Yeah. You gotta push pretty hard though, huh? You gotta push pretty hard though, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. But like you say, when you were talking about having a hard blown reed or an easy blown reed, I would kind of like to have something in between so that what happens is if it's a hard blown reed and you get the drones going and you have to push hard on the bag, you drive the drones sharp too.
Yeah.
So if you have an easy blown reed, you can work everything without having to put so much pressure to make these babies go.
Sounds like a tough tune.
Well, it's tough for me. So if I wanted to, I could just take this right out. He's got a plug over there for this. Timmy just gave it to me, you know?
Yeah.
Out there. He lives out there near the reservation. You ever been out to his house?
Yeah. Up by Batavia?
Huh?
Batavia way?
The other side, yeah, like it's off the Pembroke exit, a little beyond. He's on the edge of the reservation out there.
Oh, okay.
That's just what he does. Just makes pipes.
Yeah.
It's his thing.
Well, that's awesome.
Huh?
That's awesome. You can do that.
Yeah, exactly. And his wife does. You know, I think she makes the bags
Yeah.
or the bellows. I can't remember which.
Yeah, she said she helps make the bellows.
Yeah. They got two beautiful kids too. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but anyways, this is kind of a cool thing here. I can show you that you can see that the stock is that they just take this piece of wood and drill holes right through it. The drones are coming through there, and so the regulators will be these ones. They're just cork holes in there. But interestingly enough, that they use for the stopper in there, it's an Irish penny.
Oh yeah.
You see it there?
Yeah. No kidding.
And it's just opens and closes with that lever right there.
That's great.
Yeah. So and he put a new bass drone in here that's kind of, it's not